Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This video is actually an integral part of the previous video based on Dream Children are Reverie. So those who have missed the previous video or the MCQ questions number 30, please follow the link given below in the description section, and these two parts will help the students to strengthen their quality and evaluative power. Don't forget to share your feedback in the comment section. So let's start. Before that, I would like to remind you, share the video and also subscribe my channel so that you can get the latest updates immediately. So let's start. 31. That would be foolish indeed. This is said by whom? It is the reaction of, obviously, little John, because when the owner of the house removed all the old ornaments and established them to his new house, then little Alice reacted so. Okay. Then 32. Her funeral was attended by a concourse of all the poor. Here concourse means, at first her refers to obviously Lamb's grandmother, Mrs. Field. When she died, then a large crowd came in her funeral to pay their respects for her. Okay, because she was a good and pious lady. So concourse mean obviously crowd. Okay. Next, 33. Psaltery is the name of a biblical chapter, storybook, devotional verse, lyric. What? It is devotional verse. Okay. It's a verse or devotional verse or prayer book of the Christian. Then Alice spread her hands. This shows her what? She spreads her hand to show her surprise. Okay. Then the art related to Mrs. Field was, you all know that Mrs. Field was esteemed to be the best dancer in her youth. Okay, so the art is not painting, song, engraving, it is dance. Next, 36. Till upon my looking grave it desisted. Here it means or desisted means, actually the incidents is about little Alice's reaction. Okay, when she heard that her great grandmother, that is grandmother of Charles Lamb, was a dancer or the best dancer in her youth, then her little right foot played an involuntary movement, or it danced automatically, and when Lamb looked at it, then she stopped her movement. So desisted means obviously ceases. Okay. Till upon my looking grave it desisted. Same line, so it refers to the movement of her foot. Okay. So number 3, foot. Then Mrs. Field died of, you all know that Mrs. Field died of the disease called cancer. Okay. Then 39. In those days I had my dash to sleep with me. Textual line, fill in the blank. The right option is, it is 39, number 2, maid. In those days I had my maid to sleep with me, because in his childhood Lamb used to sleep with his maid. He didn't sleep alone. Next, 40. John expanded his eyebrows to show his. He expanded his eyebrows to show his what? Fear, sorrow, admiration, courage. It is obviously courage. Okay. To show his courage, because he wanted to show that he was a brave boy like that of his father. Next, 41, because they were forbidden fruit. Here we find an implied dash allusion. You all know that allusion means implied references or the references of any other incident. Okay, and forbidden fruit remind us the incident related to Adam and Eve. You all know that Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge by disobeying the command of God. This is called original sin. Okay, and the fruit they ate was the forbidden one because God forbade them to eat that fruit. So forbidden fruit reminded as the incident of Adam and Eve, and this incident is narrated in the Bible. So the allusion relates to the Bible or biblical allusion. Clear? Now 42. In the fish pond, the fish that darted to and fro it is the what? Dash, or the small fishes, and the small fishes used to move to and fro and the big fishes used to stand still. Okay, then 43. In these busy idle diversions, rhetorically this is an example of what? You know, when two contradictory words are juxtaposed, it is called what? Oxymoron. Okay, for example, the boy is carefully careless. I am regularly irregular. Okay, so likewise busy, idle, two words, contradictory words. So it is obviously oxymoron. Clear? Because two contradictory words are juxtaposed, busy and idle. Next, both seem to relinquish them for the present. Here them suggest what? It is grapes. Okay, the bunch of grapes John and Alice took to divide between themselves. Then 45, a king to the rest of us. Here king refers to who? John L. or John Lamb, because Lamb always praised others in his essay. He never glorified himself but others. Okay, so king refers to the superior qualities or praise conferred upon John Lamb. So 45, the right option is 3. Then 46, when but an imp. Here imp refers to, this is about whom? John Lamb. Okay, not too aged. Imp means very little. So John L. He would mount the most mettlesome horse. It's said about obviously John Lamb. John Lamb used to ride the spirited horses. So mettlesome refers to, or mettlesome means, here the word mettlesome means not suggest, it should be means. The word mettlesome means obviously spirited. Okay, then Lamb's infirmity mentioned in the essay was, you all know that one of the prominent characteristics of Lamb's essay is his mystifying the readers by whimsical elements, or it is called blending of fact and fiction. Why? Because Lamb in his essays presents some factual truths and some fantastical or imaginary aspects, and this blending is called blending of fact or fiction or whimsical elements. There are so many examples, and another example is that Lamb was indeed a stammerer. Okay, his defect was stammering, but in this essay he says that he was a lamb-footed boy. So his infirmity mentioned in the essay was what? Lameness, but his actual infirmity was stammering. Okay, clear? Next, after John's death, Lamb missed him. Lamb missed him all day. Okay, always. Because his attachment with John L. was very intimate. Next. I missed his kindness and I missed his what? Fill in the blanks. Crossness. That is ill temper. Okay. Then Lamb courted Ellis W.N. His actual name was Anne Simmons or Ellis Winterton. Here Ellis W.N. is Anne Simmons. And Lamb was in love with her for how many years? 7 years. Okay. Then 52. The actual name of Ellis W.N. just told it was actual name was Anne Simmons. Okay. Ellis W.N. is the pseudonym. Okay, not the actual name. An actual name is Anne Simmons. Then 53. Which of them stood there before me? Here them refers to, this is the concluding portion of the essay. And in the concluding portion, Lamb was in a confusion regarding the appearance of two persons, whether that was his imaginary girl Ellis or his lover of youth, Anne Simmons. So here them refers to Anne Simmons and little Ellis. Clear? Then 54. At last, two mournful features. Here features refers to what? Faces. Faces of John and Ellis. Next. Anne Simmons married whom? He was Bertram, a pawnbroker. Anne Simmons' husband was by profession a pawnbroker. Okay, pawnbroker in London. Lydde is related to the, it's also found in the poem Ode to the West Wind by John Keats. Lydde is a river mentioned in Greek mythology, river of forgetfulness. Okay. And according to Greek mythology, that man crosses this river after death and before birth. So it's the river of forgetfulness. Then 58. The expression bachelor armchair is an example of, again, rhetoric, bachelor armchair. It is called what? It is obviously high palace. Another name is transferred epithet. For example, he spent a sleepless night. Look at this, the line sleepless night. Actually, the night was not sleepless, but the person he was sleepless. So, the epithet or adjective is transferred from its proper place to another. Okay, it is called high palace or transferred epithet. Bachelor armchair. Actually, armchair is an inanimate object. It can't be bachelor. Bachelor is the author himself, the narrator himself. Okay, so the adjective or epithet is transferred. Okay, then 59. Bridget it lambs. Lamb mentions Bridget at the concluding line, and this refers to obviously his sister. Okay. Then last one, James Elia refers to what? John L. Lamb himself, little John Bertram. It is James Elia is none but his brother, who died a few months before the essay was written, or the occasion of the essay is the death of John L. Okay, so the 60 questions are done. Thank you.